To convert decimals to fractions, we need to remember our place values. Remember, we have whole numbers of thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, which are to the left of the decimal point. And then we have the fractional part, which is to the right. And we have the tenths place, the hundredths place, thousandths, 10,000ths, and so forth. Notice the THS, that indicates that it's a decimal place value. So if we have 0.4, if we can say it correctly, we can write it. So 0.4 we would say as 4 tenths, because it's in the tenths place value, 4 tenths. So the way we write 4 tenths is 4 over 10, and that's the equivalent fraction. Now we usually also simplify or reduce that fraction by dividing numerator and denominator by a common factor. In this case, we can divide numerator and denominator by 2 and obtain 2/5 as the simplified fraction. So 0.4 is 4 tenths, which can be reduced to 2/5. Let's do another one. We have 0.45. This one we would say as 45 hundredths right here. 2 places after the decimal means we are in the hundredths place value. So 45 hundredths would be 45 over 100. And again, we look to see, can we simplify this fraction? If the number ends in 5 or 0, we can always divide by 5. So let's try that. Divide numerator and denominator by 5, and we get 9 over 20. So 9/20ths is the fractional equivalent of 0.45, 45 hundredths. Let's say now we have a whole number to the left of our decimal. In this case, we would have 3, that's still the same, it's part of our mixed number now, 3 and 45 hundredths, just like we did in the previous problem. And again, we can simplify, and this will be 3 and 9/20ths as our equivalent mixed number. We have one more here. Let's say it's a negative decimal. Well, that means our resulting fraction will be negative as well. In this case is 125 thousandths. So 125 over 1,000 thousandths place value. Again, we look to see if we can reduce that fraction, and we can try 5, we can try 25. Actually, 125 would go into both numbers. So 125 for the numerator and for the denominator. We divide. So the resulting fraction would be negative 1 over 8. Negative 1/8.